Hey everyone, before this episode starts, if you're a Patreon member, I'm not forgetting you. I'm actually just editing these a week early because I'm actually going to be out of town when I should be editing these. So you'll get your shout out next week. So sorry about that. But this show we still have some sponsors, guys. This very special Valentine's Day episode is brought to you by HelloFresh. For $30 off your first week of HelloFresh, visit HelloFresh.com and enter Horror Show 30. It's also brought to you by Powerbomb.tv, pro wrestling from around the world featuring all types of different styles, over 400 events from 70 plus professional wrestling organizations, live streams of pro wrestling events from around the world. Cuddle up with your honey. Cuddle up with your honey for $10 a month or $100 for a year. Celebrate Valentine's Day the right way by watching men in tights roll around with each other. Use the promo code HORROR to get 20 days free. That's powerbomb.tv. And a big shout out to Timo from the Tormented Teamster for allowing us to let us use those tapes as our theme song. Check them out at genrefix.com or head on over to ihatehorror.com. We have a big old link there where you can download the song, watch the video, and reach out to Timo if you like. So check that out. And guys, this episode, X-Ray, I discovered it about a year ago. You'll hear me talk about it, but it is sort of a Valentine's Day movie. It definitely is. I mean, it almost had the word Valentine's Day in its title, but it's nothing really to do with Valentine's Day. It is called X-Ray, aka Hospital Massacre. So enjoy.
Paying attention in class. I was thinking about the adventures of Ash, about the misfortune of sitting kids at Crystal Lake. Became addicted straight away with the initial tape. God bless Betamax. VHS, holy like Amanda Kruger. I was introduced to genre flicks by Toby Hooper. I started craving more just like Larry the Looter. I collected VHS without commentary or bloopers. Store computers, magazines, a bunch of stores. Spent my money on movies and begged my mom for more. I'd watch the boys kill those Astro bastards 5 times a day or even more. I loved the gore. Lionel and Paquita combined their lonely hearts. I was hellbound, Cenobites tore my soul apart. I've seen them all, from Dracula to Vertigo. Listen up, welcome to the Horror Show with Sean and Joe.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Horror Show, the show that dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
So me and Joe already hashed this flick out.
Yeah, pretty much have nothing else
just
to say.
Now. I mean, so we're doing a happy Valentine's Day. I think Valentine's Day is tomorrow. I actually scheduled something and now I can't remember for what. Yes, Valentine's Day is tomorrow, so happy Valentine's Day. We're steering away from Patreon picks this week for X-Ray.
AKA Hospital Massacre.
Hospital Massacre, AKA Ward 13, AKA Be My Valentine or Else, ...
Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
Oh, that's phenomenal. Why was that not the title?
I don't know.
Holy shit.
Starring Gay Austin. I didn't want to make that a joke, but that's not a first name. I've never heard that first name.
It is.
You heard it before?
I know someone.
Really?
Yeah.
That's super interesting.
I do.
I never heard that in my life. It blew my mind. And she's dead, by the way. She died a month after making this movie.
Well, rest in peace.
R.I.P. Gay Austin. That's wild. Made it by the Cannon Group, X-Ray, in 1981.
Yeah. Famed director Boaz.
Boaz Davidson.
Wait. Everyone in this movie has a ridiculous name. I wrote down the producer's name somewhere because it was equally as stupid.
Oh, those are the guys from Cannon.
Yoram Globus.
Yeah. Those are the Cannon guys. Those
That's right.
Weird,
We talked about that.
Yeah. Those weird dudes who just love nudity in their movies. Just love it so much. They do in this,
you know what?
too.
I like it.
I like it too. So this movie I accidentally found, and I was like, I saw the cover, and I saw it, and I just bought it on a whim, a Blu-ray. I don't buy any Blu-rays. I don't buy discs.
I was going to say, what?
I don't know what happened that day. And I bought it, and I put it in, and I noticed it was a Valentine's Day movie, and I immediately took it out, and I was like, the Horror Show is going to do this next year.
Wow.
This was like a full year.
You did this last year?
Yeah.
You bought a Blu-ray last year?
I've waited months to do this, and I almost fucking forgot.
How many Blu-rays do you own?
A handful, but like no horror.
I own one. It's Mad Men.
I own I don't even know what I own. I own Machete.
I was with you when I bought my Blu-ray. Remember it was like the Madman reunion?
Oh yeah.
I've still never watched it. And they made me buy a poster too. The old con.
Oh yeah, that's right. Madman. Yeah. The quality of this was insane. But as soon as I saw it was Valentine's Day, I thought, I've never seen anyone do this for Valentine's Day. Any other podcast, everyone does My Bloody Valentine or whatever it's called. What's it called?
Yeah.
Is it My Bloody Valentine? Mm-hmm. Everyone does that. And I think there's like a couple more people do, but I've never seen anyone do Hospital Massacre. I've never even seen anyone talk about fucking Hospital Massacre. And it's so fucking good.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Same. Not a good movie.
No.
Very fun.
So bad. But also hid their weaknesses kind of well. The actress is just a Playboy playmate.
She is. Barbie Benton.
She was not an actress. You don't know that though. Because she acts so little in this. Like,
I don't know. Within 10 minutes, Tina goes, was she in anything else? And I was like, I don't think so. And she's like, yeah, I could tell.
I mean, when she opens her mouth, you realize how bad she is. But she doesn't really talk that often in this movie. She kind of just like like you said in our opening, everyone just kind of glares at each other.
That's it. That's all.
That's all she does. She glares at people and is like yells.
Right, so to get into the thick of this, it's a slasher, right? But there's also a subplot of this girl has a sickness and nobody will tell her what it is.
Yo,
and I wanted to ask you this off the air.
Yeah. So we'll do it on the air.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's just gonna make me sound like an idiot. Do they tell her?
No.
Okay.
Well, it's fake.
But there's doctors looking at it.
Yeah.
But I know. Listen, I'm aware of what you're saying, but like, why are so many doctors giving conflicting reports? And nobody ever says what they think it might be.
Oh, that's insane. That's right. That's insane. Oh, dude,
I just want to confirm that.
Dude,
nobody says it.
There's one point in this movie where a doctor's like, we have to keep you overnight. And she's like, why? And he's like, nothing. And then he looks over his shoulder at a nurse, like as if like, oh shit, she's on to me.
I know. And if that's the same thing, because honestly, it might have happened like 3 times. Somebody's like, it's nothing. She's like, you're lying. And he's like, yeah.
It's that. She goes, because she's like, I'm a grown woman. Tell me if there's something wrong with me. Or is there something wrong with me? And he's like, yep.
Well, yeah. Honestly, the X-ray itself
is insane.
I mean, it's her body, but it's just bubbles on. Like, of course, something's wrong.
Dude, it looks like a disaster. Like, we're not even doctors, and if you show me that X-ray, I'd say you need to see something.
Say goodbye. Like, just call people and let them know.
Fucked.
Yeah.
You're totally fucked. Happy Valentine's Day. You are fucking dead.
But besides how ridiculous it is, I kind of enjoyed that it had the killer plot and then the plot of trying to figure out what's wrong with her.
Also, the killer in this is the most elaborate. This might be the most elaborate slasher of all time.
So much effort to go through.
So much effort.
You have to... There's so much that has to happen for this plan to work for you.
It's so insane. You
get your like doctorate degree so you can be in that building and hope that she's still around in that area and needs to go to that building.
In an effort. Dude, it's insane. It's more effort than Jigsaw ever put into any puzzle.
Also, he sucks at kill. He can kill everybody ever, except for this one person who's stranded in an area that she's not familiar with.
And literally hides behind like curtains and shit with her feet hanging. All right, so let's get into it, even though we just talked about the entire
that's the movie. Yeah.
So in traditional early 80s slasher fashion, we start out with the flashback of kids.
Did you catch the year?
No.
So I rewound it twice. I swear I'm not making this up because I rewound it twice. Whatever version I had, it said 1981, and then it says 19 years later, which means it takes place in the future because this movie came out in 1981. I'm hoping it was meant to say 61 and like something happened on the copy.
I think you're right. Yeah, it came out in 81.
I know.
That's funny.
I was pissed at the beginning. I was like, there's no way this fucking takes place in the future.
That's so funny. Most futuristic movie. That's interesting. I didn't even catch it. We start with two little kids. They're playing with a train.
Yep. Susan and her friend, I don't know.
Who gives a fuck? He's a little shit though. But they're playing with an electric train that's on tracks.
Yeah, so it had to be 60s.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking the worst toy ever. And this girl's just screaming, "Go faster!" Hey kid, fun fact: not going to go faster. Never going to get faster. The room is covered in hearts. There's more. I've never seen people decorate for Valentine's Day more than the people in this movie.
I've never seen a more like Valentine's Day centric movie, but have less to do with Valentine's Day.
Dude, 100%. They made it. It was so forceful. All the Valentine's Day shit they put in, but it had nothing to do with Valentine's.
There's no way anyone would know this has to do with Valentine's Day.
No, which is perfect for Valentine's Day for us. We see a little weirdo, Harold, spying on him through the window. He slips a card to the door, knocks it, runs away, then watches the kids open it, the boy and the girl. It's for the girl. And Susan,
Susan, yeah.
Susan opens up the card. Little Susan opens the card, and it says, "Be mine," from Harold.
And they're all like, Harold!
Harold! And the little boy crumples it up and just chucks it. And
But Harold's watching all this.
Harold's watching all this, heartbroken. And the red herrings start right now.
Because
and
she goes to cut a cake, and she cuts this cake like a total fucking asshole. It's slow and maniacal, and like it's the only way you would ever operate a knife that way is if you're stabbing someone to death.
Dude, it was crazy. And the best part is she says, "I'm going to go cut a piece of cake." And you see her grab the knife. So, like, you know she's cutting a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Much like the rest of the movie, it's totally pointless. It's insane. It's insane. It's like, it's fucking mind-blowing.
Correct.
It's fucking mind-blowing. So she cuts the cake, but then she hears a noise. She runs in. David was the other little boy. And
He's impaled on a coat rack.
I didn't even know what exactly happened to him. It looked like he was hanging from his eyes on the coat rack.
Yeah.
But there was just no blood or anything, so I had no idea what had actually occurred.
No, and for another kid to do that to another kid, that's incredible.
Oh yeah, I mean the strength it would take. I mean to do that to anyone. And
Anyone. Coat racks are not sharp.
No. They also don't hold a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Dude, and Harold's just outside laughing out the window.
Why is he not jailed? Because I'm just going to spoil this. He's still alive.
Yeah. Fun fact.
It's the rest of the movie.
And you'll meet him in about 5 minutes, and he'll introduce himself by name.
By name. And even like, if he didn't do that, you would still know it's Harold because it just cuts to the future and somebody's killing people trying to get to her. So obviously
it's Harold. Yeah, obviously.
Back to the point, why is he not like locked up forever? Brutally murdered another kid. And there was a witness.
Brutally. Dude, it was like one of the most brutal murders ever. Imagine being the parents.
Shock the nation.
19 years later, we meet Barbie. That's her real name? Barbie? Is that her real name?
That's her real name, Barbara Benton.
Susan is Susan, the character. We meet her. She's got an ex-husband who she fucking despises.
Yeah, and he's also a red herring right off the bat. He's just a fucking weirdo.
And he's just, like, immediately he's like, "Oh, you fucking bitch." You're like, oh, well, all right. First character. Dude, everyone is so maniacal in this movie.
That is my exact note. Everyone is maniacal and malevolent.
Dude, it's so crazy. It's so...
This guy's not even doing anything wrong right off the bat, and she's just like, you fucking piece of shit.
Dude.
She's picking up the daughter. He was like 5 minutes late.
Dude, she's coming out of work, and then the daughter runs up, and it's like, "Mommy!" And she's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And she's like, "Dad brought me." And he's like, "Hey there." And
she's like, you can't do anything right.
That's exactly what she says. She's like, "You stupid piece of shit." It was so wild. And then she gets in the car. She leaves the kid.
Yeah.
She leaves the kid with the dad, which made no sense. So the guy was just bringing the daughter around to be like, "Hey, let's go say hi to mom."
Yeah, exactly. Nice guy. But then he's not, because later on we find he just leaves the daughter while all these murders are happening. And we never know why. Well, she gets picked up by her new
man,
Fling,
her
yeah.
new man, and the ex-husband.
He's like, Mr. Perfect.
There's Mr. Right. I bet he does Mr. Right. So you already have a red herring there.
Yeah, and then immediately we cut to the next scene. So the new guy brings what's her name, Susan, to the hospital.
Yeah, because
And
she's
he's
got to
like,
pick up something.
he's like, this hospital is where somebody ran amok last year.
Yeah. I said, yeah, he's like, isn't this the hospital where they had trouble last year? Some patient ran amok. If you were trying to stop someone from going anywhere, don't use the term run amok, because you're just like, all right, I don't know what that means.
It means he ran around.
Yeah, it means like ran around like an idiot. But you also get a second red herring of a doctor just standing in the window.
Yes, I know. And then you get a third because we're introduced to a janitor who's a super creep.
Dude, a janitor who literally folds his hands and like rolls his fingers like a supervillain.
This movie is awesome.
Dude, and literally, because Susan walks in and says, I'm looking for my test results. And they say, go down the hallway. And then the janitor literally just steps up and just starts rolling his fingers as if he's got some insane plan to murder her.
You're right.
Fun fact, like none of this comes back.
No.
The only red herring that actually sort of comes back is the drunk Henry. And that doesn't even come back. He just turns into a rapist for a second.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't even think he gets got. Does he get got?
I don't remember.
Because I remember when he tried
my
raping her.
notes.
When he tried raping her, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna get got." And then I just think they just let him, whatever, just kept roaming the halls. But we'll get to him.
Well,
Barbie's a bit
at that point
Yeah.
in the movie, so many people are getting offed, and it's honestly like rapid succession.
and for no reason.
No. Like, why wasn't he just doing this the whole time?
I don't know. Because no one would come up to the 9th floor where he did all of his murdering. This gal Benton, Barbie Benton. Is that her name?
Yeah,
Barbie.
real name. Yeah.
Barbie.
With an I. Yeah.
Barbi.
Correct.
Okay. Barbie is a babe.
Sure.
I liked Barbie a lot. And at this point, because she's literally only said a handful of lines, I was like, why wasn't she in more stuff? She's a perfect 80s girl. And then, then a few scenes in, we will find out, because the acting is really bad. She only has one volume, and it's yelling. That's all she does is yell in this movie. It's just nonstop. So she gets in the elevator. We get another red herring, and it's Henry, the drunk. But right now he's the overeater. And he's laying in the elevator with...
Covered in what looks like blood, but it's just disgusting ketchup.
I've never seen a burger with more... He has so much ketchup on his burger that it's falling on her shoe.
It's a Have you ever... I've never seen anyone put that much ketchup on anything.
No, except my son, but that's it.
That much?
Yo, the other night, he was licking ketchup off his plate. Like, he leaves it till the end, and he eats it by itself.
That's gross.
Oh,
but,
it's awful. And I get furious.
But that guy has like half a tub of ketchup.
Yeah, I mean, it's disgusting. It's falling all over his shoe. And
Spell ketchup with a K or C.
K.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, I'm not an asshole. That's it?
Yeah.
No. And if you do spell it that way, you're all jerks. Unless you're from another country. Because I don't know. Maybe they spell it differently. Yeah, this movie, so many red herrings. So that's another red herring. That guy is a patient, we'll find out. And Barbie really has no big qualm with him spilling a gallon of ketchup on her shoe. She's like, watch what you're doing, buddy. And we get our first killer POV. Oh, is that where the name of their stupid show came from?
Getting a killer POV?
Yeah, I always thought it was like killer, like good POV.
Oh, no.
It's like killer POV, like the killer's POV. Fucking dumb. I wish they had a more original name, like the horror show. Did you see somebody, I'm using air quotes here, somebody voted down on our video on YouTube of our Bloody Disgusting Awards. Only one person.
No, I didn't see it.
I can't imagine what mutts.
Wait, do you know?
I can imagine, because all the other videos don't have one. We're the only one with one thumb down. and there's another show on YouTube that maybe shares.
The same name? Yeah. I get what you're saying. Of course it is.
Yeah, 100%.
Fucking
Okay, so we get the first killer POV. He's just stroking
stroking
picture
a
frames.
baby picture of her.
See, I was just like too busy because it was really weird. And they were playing the like Omen music.
They were.
Like, it was wild.
It's saying like, in Caesar. I don't know what it means.
Yeah. In Caesar, follow those. Like, it's wild. And I was like, that's like what you play
For a good movie.
for a good movie, or just like satanic shit and stuff. Not a slasher.
I know.
But I was fine with it. I was really fine with it.
I was too.
It was clearly a free song. It was royalty free. I guarantee. Monk chanting. So she's still in the elevator. Elevator's door open to a bunch of guys in gas masks.
He's like, you're going to get yourself deloused if you come off on this floor.
Yeah, we're cleaning. They're literally all standing there staring into the elevator as soon as
Waiting for the doors to open. Yeah. That means they were just standing there to yell at somebody.
So then they close it. She's going to go back down, I guess. And we see a hand pull a lever, stopping the elevator in its tracks. We meet Dr. Jacobs, who is Gay Austin, actually. And she gets a call saying, hey, why don't you come up to the 9th floor? And she gets fucking killed. She goes up to that 9th floor.
So there's like spooky skeletons and just trails for her to follow.
There's a lot. Yeah. The 9th floor looks like a haunted
house.
That's
house. Exactly my note. Because it's just like, it's honestly, it's
decorated. Yeah. Dude, there's a smoke machine. There's a fucking fog machine. It's insane. It's honestly fucking insane. And for some reason, no one's on the 9th floor.
Nobody. The most empty floor in a hospital.
It's so weird.
It's so funny you say that about the haunted house because it's all I could think of.
Dude, it was literally.
But like a little kid put one together.
Yes, yeah, like a neighborhood haunted house.
Yeah.
Like, just basic spooky. It's still your house, but it's just haunted. It's fucking crazy. And she goes up there and she gets a lot of blood. I loved it.
Super bloody.
Super gory. I liked it a lot.
Dude, this guy stabs harder than that girl cuts cake.
He does. He stabs the fuck
ferocious.
out of it. Yeah. But I kind of like it.
I do too. He's pissed.
It's actually kind of gross in a way how hard he
oh yeah, he's killing people.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, that's fucking nasty. So then the killer just turns back on the elevator. I don't know why he had to stop it to begin with, but
it accomplished nothing.
No. I mean, maybe it kept Susan from getting to, because she's trying to find Dr. Jacobs, but like, why didn't he just kill Dr. Jacobs that morning? As we'll learn, he's an employee. So fucking weird. But all the point of this though was he kills Dr. Jacobs so he can sneak into her office. He takes Susan's X-ray and replaces it with a fake X-ray.
Correct. This was the one that we talked about. Looks terrible. Where did he even get that from?
Yeah, and also Susan smokes Marb Reds, so maybe she probably should have a surgery. There's no way she's living that long smoking Marb Reds. When I partied, I smoked Marb Reds, and they took a fucking toll on me, dude. And I remember after I stopped doing the smoking while I partied thing, I remember my friend was still doing it, and we went to a concert, and he's like, "Hey, you want one?" I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And I took one, and I thought I was in New York City. And I was like walking across the street and I was like, I'm going to fucking pass out. Like this hit me so fucking hard. Like I hadn't smoked in like years. And I was like,
nothing would make me barf faster.
Dude, it was so fucking close. And I just was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I've never done it.
I would throw up every time I had a cigarette and I drank it. I did it all the time.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, dude.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
I always been, well, you know, I'd be drunk and someone would be like, hey, want to come outside smoking? But yeah. And then I'd smoke and then throw up. And be like, why did I do that?
I guess I did that with dip more. I always got sick with dip. Like it always made me gag putting it in. This is weird. And I kept doing it up until 6 months ago. So anyway, so he replaces it. The janitor, he's putting dummies away on the 9th floor. and he finds the body of Dr. Jacobs. He runs away. You think he's going to get got because he runs into the killer as he's leaving. And he's like, hey, man, Dr. Jacobs is dead. And then the killer just runs away. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's so fucking weird.
But then he does get got.
Like, the killer runs away to, like,
because
lure him.
There's just a sink full of acid.
Yeah.
Why would there ever be a sink full of acid?
It makes no sense. I mean, it's so fucking weird. First of all, why run away? Just kill the guy right there.
Right.
You have so many
nobody on
weapons.
that floor.
There's nobody on that floor. But he runs away, and then for some reason, this guy's like, hey, wait a minute, doctor. You're a doctor. And then follows him, and then he shoves him in his face in a tub full of acid, which is... And by the way, the face... The special effects on the acid face was so bad. It looked like one of those walls where everyone sticks their gum on it.
That's true.
Dude, they just stuck gum all over this guy's fucking face. But he's dead. So first random casualty that you don't give a shit about, but you're like, well, all right. I like it. But you know what? It kept the pace going.
Listen, this movie is fast.
This movie's very
does not
fast.
drag.
Compared to next week's movie, Dreamcatcher.
With also characters that like to run away.
A lot of that, but they take about an hour and a half longer to do. So that guy's dead. We get another red herring of a guy standing behind Susan. Who knows why? Susan's just standing there and some guy just peers over her shoulder.
She's trying to call her.
She's trying to call her ex-husband, yeah. And this guy's like over his shoulder, just menacingly breathing on her. It's so wild. And then she walks away and he's like...
She walks so fucking slow. I thought the movie was in slow motion.
Outside, the boyfriend's still sleeping in his car. Honestly, this was one of those movies where as soon as you think of something, they address it. It was really funny because I was like, hey, isn't that guy outside in his car? And literally the next scene was they cut to him and he's just still sleeping. I was like, good for you guys. Just owning that shit. Another red herring guy in a walker.
We have the identical notes. Identical.
Another red herring of a guy in a walker just staring at her. Just an old guy. You would never think this is the killer.
No.
But they're just throwing it out there because maybe he'll bite.
Honestly exhausting how many people they throw out there.
Oh my God. Oh God.
Here's my note that we already talked about when every character moves so malevolently. Because they just...
This scene, I almost fell asleep during this scene because it was so ridiculous. So she asks for the doctor's lounge. She's still trying to find Dr. Jacobs. And the doctor that assists also acts super creepy. So there's another red herring. Then she finds this guy and he's like, hey, I'm Harry. And any human being immediately is like, so this is the fucking guy at the beginning of the movie, right?
Harold. It was honestly the least hard I've ever had to think to connect the dots between two things.
It's spelled out for you. He finds that, so he tries and gets her results. He brings her to Dr. Jacobs' office. He gets him. He looks at him and he looks freaked out. So he hands her off to this guy, Dr. Saxon, and he's like, this guy will help you. Turns out Dr. Saxon's a fucking nut, too. I mean, he's his own villain in this, but like, I don't think it's intentional. I don't know.
I don't think so either.
I think in 1980, he's a good doctor. I think in 2018, he's a fucking monster.
Definitely.
Like, he's his own horror movie. It's fucking crazy. He's got two lackey nurses that just follow him everywhere.
All those two nurses do is just slowly turn over their shoulder and look at people.
It's so funny.
They'll be like, come on, we gotta go. And then like they'll be the last two in the room and just slowly glance.
So Dr. Saxon looks at these fucking x-rays and he freaks out. So he shows another doctor. By the way, all this is in front of Susan. All this, and they're whispering, and they're whispering and looking at her and basically pointing and being like, there's that fucking sick bitch. Get another doctor in
Which,
here.
by the way, a bunch of old ladies actually say that to her later on.
They're like, she's rotting from the inside out. But how alarming would it be to have these doctors? Because then a third doctor shows up. And
I would honestly just leave.
I would too. The third doctor shows up and it's like, oh my God. Like, it's fucking crazy. So then Dr. Saxon's like, all right, well, we're going to have to give you a little procedure here. Honestly, in the events of what's going on with fucking this Larry Nassar piece of shit, this scene honestly fucked me up a little bit. I was alarmed by this scene because this guy's like, all right, and then just takes off her clothes. She's fully naked and then performs all the tasks that he performs do not need you to take your shirt off. I go to the doctor regularly. I never have to take my shirt off for anything he did for her. Dude, he takes off her shirt to fucking, what is he checking? Oh, her blood pressure. Takes off her fucking top. She's just sitting there topless.
Oh, I know.
It's insane. It's insane. So he starts this basic checkup after removing her shirt and caressing her hair and back also in the
Stroking her hair so sensually.
Oh, it's also the slowest exam of all time. Breathe in, breathe out. And then the weirdest one was when he starts squeezing her legs. Dude, that's not an exam.
It's not even a reflex.
He's just squeezing her thighs. He's just working his way up the thighs, squeezing them. It's fucking wild. Also, what a close-up of a nipple. I feel like we've seen another movie where they did this, where it was just a fucking zoom in on a nipple. I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember.
But this one wins. I mean, I vaguely remember that one, but this is the longest steady shot of a zoom in on just, dude, it is the tightest zoom in on a breast I've ever seen. Like, what do they call it? The mounds? Mounds.
The areolas?
Areolas, but it's also got another name, mounds.
I don't think mounds is the name.
No. Oh, wait, no, it's on the vagina. Never mind.
What?
Yeah. There's the mounds something.
The vas de France?
That's in the dick.
Oh, yeah.
Mons pubis.
That's it. Mounds?
Mounds. All right, whatever, man. Anyway, so the breast, it takes up the full screen, though. Okay. Is what I'm saying. And in crystal clear Blu-ray, it is wild and kind of unsettling.
To make this even more ridiculous, as soon as all this ends, the doctor goes, oh, this is all just a formality. We'll have to run more tests.
I didn't even catch that. And then also, to make it even more alarming, just some drunk out in the hallway watching
it. Yeah. Well, isn't it the slob with
Yeah. Henry.
Yeah. Drinking.
And a nurse that's just like, oh, Henry.
You're doing this again.
You're doing it again. Get back to your room, Henry. And also, that guy looks like Quentin Tarantino. The guy might be Quentin Tarantino.
The drunk?
Yeah. Yeah. So, another red herring. Dr. Saxon is checking her lymph nodes, but they're playing music like he's going to strangle her.
Yeah.
And then he pulls out a fucking needle, and they're still like, dun, dun. Dun, dun. And he's just drawing blood. It's fucking insane how many red herrings they just threw around. It was wild.
And then it cuts to the killer doctor who's just pushing like what do you call like a clothing thing where you put like old clothing, but it's just filled with corpses. Like the arms and legs.
It's like the Monty Python thing. Bring out your dad. Dude, it's literally that. Just bodies. Like, how many dead people does he have up there?
Walking through the hallway.
Just cleaning up after
Why would you not like at least push him down? He made no effort.
Well, oh my God. I just thought of a scene that I fucking love. Oh my God. The end of this movie is so fucking, it's breathtaking. It really fucking is. It's so breathtaking. So he's pushing dead bodies around. They set up Susan in a room. She has to share a room with all these crazy people. They're like, oh, here's your room. She's like, hey, wait up. And then they just leave. And again, she just fucking walk out of the
And not just leave, the two woman nurses are slowly staring at her.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course, yeah, because Dr. Saxon, like he's like a Bond villain, dude, with his like two babe henchmen.
I wish he had a cat.
Dude, he should have. He might. Even his name, Doctor. It's so fucking weird. It's so fucking weird. Henry the Drunk pops up for another red herring. By the way, we meet this typist who's typing up Susan Jeremy's reports, and we know she's typing up these reports because this nurse is like, "Hey, you want to go on break?" And she's like, "I can't. I got to write up Susan Jeremy's reports." It's like,
Just doing your job.
so fucking weird. Like seemed like very personal against Susan Jacobs, but it wasn't. It was just to let us know
Exactly.
what was happening.
You know what? Honestly, thank you.
Yeah, honestly, it's fine. She gets got. She gets fucking stabbed. This guy stabs the fuck out of people too.
Yeah.
Like he just pops out and he's just bam, bam, bam.
Was this the one where he's hiding behind the door?
Yeah, gangland style murders, dude. Like this guy prison shanks.
He does.
He's fucking good at it. Which is weird because his MO as a child was coat hanger deaths. He really mixed it up. They'll never catch me. The only serial killer that doesn't have a pattern. Yeah. So then, and it's also really funny how fast this guy moves. It makes me laugh pretty hard because like he's stabbing this woman and she is screaming. She's like, ah! So like the hospital's full, like everyone can hear. So he's like, he moves quick. He's darting around like fumbling and shit. And he takes out the paper and puts in a fake report for Susan.
So much effort.
Most elaborate shit of all time. Like also, how does he have all this shit prepared?
That's what I was saying in the beginning. He had to have counted on so much to go his way for all this to work.
It's wild. It's wild, man. And even if he did, like, just the amount of effort, like, even if you take away that, just the amount of effort to just not just go kill her.
I know.
Go to her fucking house. You have her address.
Like, anything. He's killing all these people with ease. He could easily get to her.
It's so fucking crazy. And, you know, this movie's about Valentine's Day. And you know what? What better way to celebrate Valentine's Day than getting your boyfriend or girlfriend or anything HelloFresh.
Oh, we're doing a read.
We're doing a read.
All right.
Look at that. HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a meal delivery service, delivers to your house. All the ingredients come pre-measured in handy labeled meal kits, so you know which ingredients go with which recipes. I probably say this about everything, but that's like one of my favorite parts is when you get the box and you pull out each fucking bag and it's just in a fucking paper bag and you just put it in your fridge.
Super convenient.
It's so fucking convenient and it's recyclable, which I like. HelloFresh offers a wide variety of chef-curated recipes, and they change weekly, so you're never stuck eating the same stuff, but they do replay their favorites, so keep an eye out for that too. Enjoy not having to plan dinner, spending money on takeout just because you think it's an easy night, or worry about gathering ingredients week after week. You won't be spending all night in the kitchen either because recipes only take like a half hour. Do you cook it or does your wife cook it?
My wife cooks it, but she loves it.
Dude, it's so...
I was so happy when we got it.
It's so fucking convenient. It's so fucking convenient. And you know what? You feel confident when you're cooking HelloFresh because the fucking... Even you and me can do it because look at the fucking... Look at the recipes. They've got pictures and outlines and step-by-step instructions on the card, and you just fucking make them, and it's fucking amazing. So did you eat yours?
I did.
Which one did you eat?
The chicken sausage orzo.
Dude,
it was so good.
I would never have eaten this.
I don't even know what orzo is.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I've heard of orzo, but I've just been like, I don't like orzo. Don't know what it is. This makes you eat it, and it's so fucking good. It was fucking delicious.
It really was.
It was so fucking good. And, since HelloFresh has become a sponsor, how much weight have you lost?
I'm down 17 pounds.
Woo, baby. I'm down, I'm 212. I'm down 18 pounds.
You fucking, what?
Yeah, me? I'm at 212.
Son of a bitch.
Well, I had a lot more to lose. Fun fact. But yeah. So yeah, we've lost a ton of weight on since eating HelloFresh. It's fucking awesome. I mean, some of these calories are like fucking crazy, like 680 and shit. But the thing is, they're so fucking good. They don't taste low calorie at all.
They don't. And honestly, they're filling. Like they give you the calorie
so
for
filling.
the serving, and I had probably like 3/4 of what the call
yeah.
for the serving, and I was good.
Yeah, and that's on multiple recipes. I haven't had a recipe where I was like, where's the
I
rest?
haven't either.
Where's the rest? Like, you are full. So for $30 off your first week of HelloFresh, visit HelloFresh.com and enter Horror Show 30. It's HelloFresh.com, Horror Show 30. Now, buy that for Valentine's Day tomorrow.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of time. You're going to have to print it out on paper, but if you're a guy, that'll...
Dude.
Oh, wait, no. If you're a guy, that will not fly. But if you're a girl, do that all the way.
Yeah.
A guy won't care about a printed
That's
piece.
way more than I'm doing. Kidding me?
If you're a guy, you should try put a little more effort into it. Like, draw it or something.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, for the non-married.
Yeah. Okay.
You can't do that to your girlfriend.
I would 100% did.
All right. And thanks HelloFresh for being a sponsor. You guys are all right, man. You're all right. Well, not speaking of HelloFresh or food. In Caesar. Another nurse walks in to where that typist was that got killed, that got. Mm-hmm. She finds the body. She runs out screaming. For a hospital full of people, no one hears anybody. This is the loudest murders I've ever seen. This guy doesn't even cover mouths when he kills people. He just lets them scream at the top of their lungs while he murders them. I think that was kind of unsettling too about it. Literally everyone is screaming for their life. He never once tries to silence them. He's just cool with it. So this lady finds her. She runs out in the hallway and she immediately gets killed. He fucking stabs her right, and he's just waiting there like, whoop. And then he throws her in a wheelchair. This is my favorite scene in the movie.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Maybe not.
Last scene?
I don't know. Joe, he starts pushing her in a wheelchair really fast as if he's going to take her away and hide her. And instead he just turns and throws her
it's fantastic.
into an open doorway that you assume is a stairwell, but you don't know. You don't hear a crash or anything. He just wheels the wheelchair and just walks away. This guy is the sloppiest fucking killer.
He doesn't give a shit.
He's so elaborate, but it's just like, I don't know what to do. Like, holy shit, dude, just throws his fucking wheelchair wherever it may be. Yeah. So Susan's told she's going to stay in the hospital for a couple days because the results are fucked. She asks if it's serious, and he's like, no.
This is Saxon, right?
Yeah, Saxon. Saxon and his evil nurses.
No, it's nothing.
No, it's nothing. Then looks slowly at the nurses like, oh shit, like, she's on to us. It's crazy. But in front of her, like, Barbie's literally staring at them. After he says, no, it's nothing, literally just turns to the side to look at the nurses. It's so fucking wild. And then she says it again. She's like, just tell me I'm a grown adult. And he's like, yeah, might be. And then just walks away. Just walks out the fucking door. And that's it. Like, just get the fuck up and leave.
Which she tries to do.
Yeah, I guess.
But she bumps into Harry.
Bumps into Henry. Oh, Henry. Henry's the drunk.
Oh, no, I mean Dr. Harry.
Oh.
Because she's like, I got to get out of here. They think it's serious.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. So
he's like, yeah, we'll get you out of here in an hour.
He's like, because she's like, I swear, I've been healthy my whole life. And he's like, wait a minute. And he's like, well, let's go look at these records.
By the way, spoiler alert, this is the killer. He has her. Dead to rights.
In a room
by themselves.
And hide from Dr. Saxon, who like looks into the room because he hears a noise, right?
Yes. This should be the end of the movie. He has won.
And yeah, this guy's like, oh, baby, you're good to go. He like looks at her notes. What could the notes have possibly said that would have been like, hey, that x-ray is fake? And he's like, somebody's conning you. Like, again, why would he even do, like, this is so elaborate. Because now he's counting on everything to like.
No, Sean, it makes no sense. because this should be the end.
Because imagine if she told Dr. Saxon that and he was like, oh shit. Well, yeah, get out of here. If it's a con job.
But like, what was his point? What was this guy's point?
I don't know.
I could maybe understand doing all this to finally get her alone.
Right. Because you're like trying to get her trust. But that doesn't happen.
Or you could just be like, why wouldn't he just be like, hey, I need to go over your results in this room?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
and just kill her.
He had her. They were literally hiding.
Could have done that in an hour.
He could have just strangled her.
Yeah. What was his game plan? What did he even try to do at the end? He just wanted to wear the doctor's mask?
Also, that doctor mask costume, fun fact, was clearly just for the fire. That was like when they introduced Kane to WWF and immediately put him in an Inferno match. And I was like, well, you know who's going to lose. They can't light the Undertaker on fire because he's just got bare skin. He doesn't have sleeves. And this fucking asshole's got a giant sleeve and a glove. Of course he's going to get lit on fire. Like this doctor, I knew what was going to happen at the end.
Sure.
Because it was the 80s and I was like, this motherfucker's falling off the roof and he's doing that front forward flip off the fucking roof. Anyway, this is one of the most predictable movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was crazy. So then Harry, the killer, who's not the killer at the moment, is like, hey, I gotta go. And just runs away. Susan's boyfriend finally wakes the fuck up at what appears to be midnight.
Yep.
Although they claim it's been 2 hours. Dude, it was daylight when she walked in, and they are putting her to bed. It's fucking crazy. They say 2 hours. Like, they confirm this. They confirm this. Because he walks in, he's like, hey, I've been out there for 2 hours. They tell him, like, you know, they're like, yeah, she's just picking up some medical records down the hall. Why is no one concerned that any of this is happening? And this guy is such a bozo. No, this girl would never, ever date this guy. Ever. Not in a million years. So he goes.
Also, I think we might have mentioned in the beginning, but at this point, the nurse tried to call home and her ex-husband is missing. The girl's home alone. Yeah. So that's another red herring that he might be the one responsible.
Yeah. And he was also menacingly cutting an orange with a knife.
Nobody's ever cut an orange with a knife.
Dude, like they do in like movies when it takes place in Vietnam and they're eating apples like by just like slicing it and just like eating it off the knife. Like that's what he's doing with a fucking orange.
No need to
Makes no sense.
Also, it would cause such a mess with the orange.
Dude, his hands would be
on
so
your eyes.
He'd be such a mess. Dude, I can't even cut an orange like the normal way or like peel it like without making a fucking disaster. Holy shit. So he finds his girl Susan, his boyfriend, and they're like, well, let's get the fuck out of here. They try to escape. Fucking Saxon has such a hard on for like keeping her there. He literally says, going somewhere, like a fucking villain. And he takes her back to her room and they are restraining her.
Yep.
He's like, get her. And the two nurses grab her. This is when they just grab her at first. And you're like, holy shit. They're like muscling her in there. And then the doctor's like, go wait on the bench. I'll talk to you later. And the guy is like, all right. Hey, ladies, if your guy reacts that way to you being pulled away like you're about to be fucking murdered, dump that guy. This guy fucking is like, all right, fine. And goes and sits on a bench in a hallway.
And then gets lured into a room.
And that guy doesn't say like, I'll be with you in a minute. He's like, I'll be with you when I'm ready. Fucking dickhead. And then the intercom, the guy sits there for 2 seconds. The intercom goes off. Will the gentleman sitting on the 8th floor hallway please pick up the phone? So he does. And he's like, hey, I'm the only guy in the hallway. Are you calling me? And they clearly tell him to go to the 9th floor, which he does. He runs into Henry the drunk. Henry the drunk, who follows him up super close. So again, another red herring. Then he sees, it turns into a David Lynch movie. Fucking the 3 old ladies from her bedroom are on the 9th floor just wandering around being like, don't you just love Dr. whatever his name is? Dr. whatever, I don't know.
Saxon? The other one.
Jacobs?
Whatever, yeah.
I don't know. But they're like, don't you just love Dr. whatever? And like, this guy's like, what the fuck? And again, fog machine, no lights on whatsoever. Not a single fucking light on. And it's a fucking disaster up there. There's not a single light on the fucking floor. Why would you not just turn around? Like, like the guy was like, come up to
This guy's an idiot.
Yeah, well, yeah, this guy is a fucking moron. Comes up to the 9th floor. There's no lights. Then a light turns on behind one of those like hospital curtains in this room. And it's like, come close. Whispering, dude, you just fucking leave. This is the creepiest situation you could ever be in. You just leave. And then this fucking shadow figure appears in the curtain in like a wheelchair. And it says, is she your mistress? It's like Slytherin. It's like the snakes in Harry Potter. Are you sleeping together? Does she let you hold you in her arms? Can you touch her wherever you like? In all her secret places? And all this time, he's just walking closer to the shadow. Like you would like.
Also, what is it referring to?
Nothing.
Because there's no mention of him having an affair or having a mistress.
No, I think it's. I think they just don't even understand.
What?
I don't think they understand the words that they're saying. Like, I don't. I really don't. He walks up to the silhouette. He goes behind it, and it's that dead typist from earlier in the wheelchair. And
When they threw into a fucking
no,
stairwell.
it's actually another one. It's actually the other one. The one in the stairwell's gone. And then from behind, the killer has a bone saw and just fucks his day up. He's fucking dead.
Decapitates him with a bone saw. But so seamless.
This movie is wild, dude. This movie might be my favorite movie, like, ever. Fucking 976 Evil 2 and then this one back to back are fucking incredible. Fucking incredible. It sucks, though, because we both watched Dreamcatcher first.
I would rather listen to Dreamweaver 1,000 times over.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I fucking hate that song. I would rather listen to. That's not an option. So the doctor killer then walks into Susan's room, who's sleeping.
Gives her a box.
Gives her a big red hat box. She wakes up, opens it, and it's fucking
Jack's head.
Jack's head. She screams.
And he replaces it with a cake.
Dude. And the most unbelievable twist. Most elaborate twist. Because again,
It's the cake. It's the cake from the beginning of the movie.
This guy literally threw a body like down a stairwell tied like in a hospital. People are screaming. He's just leaving bodies everywhere. And so she runs out of the room after she sees the head screaming. Also, I think the killer's chasing her, right?
At this point?
Yeah. The killer starts chasing her. And then, yeah, that's what happens. So she sees Loverboy head. She gets up. She screams. They start the chase. And you think this is the start of it, but it actually ends. But she runs into, she's like trying to find somebody to help her, which should not be hard in a hospital. She runs, the first room she runs into, it's just a bunch of guys in traction, like full body casts in traction, and like with their limbs hanging from those things. But for some reason, they're all like, and like bouncing around. And she screams like she's seen a monster. Imagine being in traction, like probably like the worst period of your life. You're wearing a full body cast, and some lady comes in and is like, ah!
Well, that's like the beginning of The Burning, remember?
Yes.
The doctor is screaming at the burn victim.
It's exactly like that. She hides out in an office and barricades the door. But fucking Dr. Staxon and his deranged nurses, they put a stop to this, and the killer doctor disappears. They grab her, they bring her back to her room. She's like, there's a head in the box. So he checks it, and of course it's like so you're telling me Jack's head is going to be in this box? And she's like, yes. He opens it. And the killer elaborately has another box with a full fucking cake.
Which is the same cake as the beginning.
Right.
Which we'd have no clue what it looked like because he was watching from outside. And she already cut it.
And they yell at her again. And Susan, this is where Susan's acting chops really show through. Because she's got a bit of dialogue here. And it's abysmal, man. It's just abysmal. She's just screaming. She tries to escape again. And she's always trying to take the elevator. Take the fucking stairs.
Doesn't she tell Saxon about Harry's findings
Yeah.
right then?
Yeah. And Saxon's like, why are you doing that? It's just pointless.
But then he goes and looks over the paperwork in his
Oh, yeah.
office. And he gets killed with a hatchet.
Yes, he does. Well, that hatchet is also interesting because It's like a surgical axe. It's like solid stainless steel, like as if it's a surgical tool. And honestly, if anyone works in a hospital, please let me know if they have that, because I would buy a fucking stainless steel surgical axe. Yeah. And she actually notices it. Mm-hmm. Well, before they kill, is this before? Yeah, before he kills Saxon, she's trying to escape again. She's going to take the elevator. Then she hears him, so she hides behind a fucking curtain that you can see her feet under from any position. And the killer walks by so fucking slowly. This is the slowest scene I've ever seen. And this fucking idiot drops her lighter, and he's like, and the lighter is in his walking path. And he starts walking. He is in front of her, and she is using her foot to try and get the lighter. Like, while he's standing right there. It's one of the most wild things I've ever seen. Like, you would see that foot 100%. But then the elevator dings, and he's like, oh, I gotta go. Gotta catch this ride. And he gets on the elevator.
Again, he knows that this girl's in there. He was just chasing her.
Yes.
And she's also somewhere in this area.
Also, this killer is doing one of the most annoying things I've ever seen, which is breathing so heavily with a surgical mask on. Like blowing it in so it goes into his mouth and out of his mouth. It's so fucking irritating. It's one of the most irritating things I've ever seen. She gets away though, and that piece of shit Henry grabs her and is like about to rape her. So now we've got double baddies, but she doesn't really do much. She's just like, he's like, give me a kiss, baby. And she just runs away.
Yeah. And that's the end of that.
That's the end of that. Saxton's looking for the files, and he takes that fucking axe to the head after that. Susan runs down the hallway screaming
that there's a killer on the loose.
Where's the people?
Well, they show up and strap her to a gurney.
Oh, yeah,
they're going to perform emergency surgery on her.
She's like, stupid nurses. That's all she could muster up while they're fucking restraining her.
Honestly, fair.
And then one of the other crazy things is the last doctor of the three, Harry, the one that was like, oh boy, she's in trouble, is like trying to like help restrain her. She bites him, and he's like, hey, listen, if this keeps up, I'm going to have to operate on her. What? Are you operate on what? Like, no one knows what the fuck is happening. And what is and he's literally like, hey man, if there's any more of this, I'm gonna operate, man.
Like that's what happens behind the scenes at hospital. And
the x-ray is of her belly. What is that gonna do? Like, it's gonna fix her mental state? It's so fucking crazy. Oh my God. So one of those evil nurses is walking down the hallway, and we see the fucking killer. This is the most random kill of the entire movie, because she's just like, doop, doop, doop. She's like, well, thank God we restrained her. Doop, 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 doop. And it's just walking down the hallway, and then it's like, hey, wait a minute. And we see the killer doctor holding the sheet like over his head, like, but in front of him, like just holding it up in the air, but it's like pressed up against him so you can see his body through it. And he's just like walking kind of fast. And she already, before he's even chasing her, she's like, oh, but doesn't run. And then he starts running, and then she's like, ah, and he throws the fucking sheet over her. And she's screaming, oh God, help me. And no one is doing anything, screaming at the top of her lungs. And he's doing nothing.
She's on the floor where people are.
Yeah. And she's screaming bloody murder. But it's also very annoying because it's like, wah! It's literally saying wah. And he injects her with something and it kills her. So the third doctor's getting ready to operate. That escalates pretty quick. He's looking at the x-ray like, all right, where are we going to make the incision? As he's doing this, he takes like a fucking saw to the throat. Yep. Like a fucking Sawzall blade.
Exactly.
And it goes right through his neck and goes down the curtain, and he's dead. Man, I love how much fucking blood there was in this.
I do. That was
blood
one of my notes.
Splatters all over the fucking x-ray.
It's thick.
It's fucking crazy. It's like molasses. Yeah, so that guy's dead too. So now we got a killer walking around like a tool again. Everyone's fucking dead. And he gets his girl. He finally gets her because she is strapped down. He walks in there and he takes her. He takes her to the 9th floor, of course, into his private operating room. Now, she's seen Harry. She's talked to Harry. She's almost had a romantic scene with Harry. It kind of got a little romantic with him at first. I honestly was like, oh, is this going to be... So, okay, we talked about it at the beginning. Worst red herring ever, but to the point where... Well, it wasn't a red herring. They show the killer.
Right.
And
to
say
the point
his
where
name.
you think like...
That's the red herring.
Yes.
You have to assume that they wouldn't just be like...
That on the nose with it.
Yeah, like here's the killer using the same name as when he was a kid. Because that's who's... Why else would they show you the flashback?
Right.
So you assume that that's the red herring. And she's seen him. So, she's strapped to the gurney and she pulls off his mask. Just the mask. Because he's wearing a full bodysuit, by the way. Like he's got like a head covering and everything. Pulls off the fucking surgical mask. And it's Harry, the doctor. And she's like, Harold.
And then it's just going, it's not Harry, it's Harold, remember? And it says that about 20,000 times.
It is insane.
And it's just looping that quote and just showing a flashback of little Harry looking
Which we all know. Hey, filmmaker. And the filmmakers are honestly making this like, holy shit.
But to your point, what you were just saying, I cannot stress enough that she has already seen this guy. This should not be, she knows his name. And it's like, oh my God.
It's Harry. Oh man. Oh my God. I mean, I guess it was kind of like I don't know. Maybe she was like, oh, it's Harry the doctor. And then he's like, actually, it's Harold the kid. Who's now a doctor. I don't know, man. It all sucks though. Because fun fact, even if it's a surprise for Susan the character, it was not a surprise for us the viewer. So it doesn't fucking matter if it was a surprise for Susan. Fun fact. So if you fucking nerds correct me, go fuck yourself, frankly. And she's like, what do you want?
What I've always wanted, your heart.
Your heart. And I have you strapped here, but I'll let these old ladies interrupt me. Somehow Susan escapes, even though she was
stabs him, but she was very much tied down.
Very much. And Susan's on the move. She runs away. My note, because I was just so bamboozled. My note here is I'm so confused why Harold wouldn't change his name. Like, why did the filmmakers think... Why did they allow that to happen? Why not just change his fucking name?
And then reveal that he's Harold?
Yeah.
Because that would make way too much sense.
Or not reveal. I don't know, man. It's so crazy. So they're chasing around like the storage area. Susan dumps a shit ton of flammable liquids all over him, which honestly would stop me in my tracks. Dude, I've fucked around with chemicals like at the house and shit, and I've gotten like a little splash in my eye and been like panicked. Been like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my eye. Like, I can't imagine getting covered head to toe in chemicals. But he's fine with it. So they keep running. Susan runs out onto the roof. He follows her. And this is when I was like, oh, I know exactly the end of this fucking movie already. Like, I don't even need to watch this. Well, except for Susan beating him over the head with the biggest, fakest pipe I've ever seen. I couldn't swing that pipe.
I know.
He goes down. She tries to run. He's alive. He grabs her. He's on top of her. He's about to fucking stab her. But she's got that trusty lighter, which she's just realizing, and she lights him on fire.
And he falls off her roof. It's so quick.
It is the most abrupt ending I've ever seen. Well, we talked about 976 Evil, the punch that just ends the movie.
Yeah.
This is literally the same thing because it is so funny. Because
I'll give this one a little bit more credit because at least fire and falling off a roof would, like, at least if you get lit on fire, you might fall off the roof. Like, instead of just getting punched and dying.
But it's also crazy because he gets lit on fire. She somehow gets up and runs to the other side of the building to the railing where she stands and it's just like, oh, and then he's like, oogie, boogie, boogie, and starts running after her on fire. And she's just kind of like, she just does this bullshit sidestep and he just jumps off the fucking
It does a little flip.
and it's just a doll. It's just a fucking doll.
And then honestly, the credits start to roll because she just walks out and her ex-husband and daughter are there waiting for
Hugging her. The guy
like they know the ordeal.
And that this guy, by the way, at the first scene in the movie is like, this fucking worthless piece of shit. And that's it, man. Credits roll. And that is fucking X-Ray. Man, happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Yeah. I absolutely forgot this was about Valentine's Day.
It's fucking wonderful. It's a treasure, man. I'm so glad we did it. I'm so glad I found it that one day and was just like, I'm buying this. I'd never heard of it before in my life. 1981. Fucking awesome. Well, you know what's not awesome?
Next week's
Dream Catcher. Dream Catcher. I can see you looking at its eyes. We got Duddits. We got Jason Lee playing Beaver. Next week.
You killed Beaver.
Honestly, it might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
I will agree with you. It's fucking long. It's shitty.
Dude, Morgan Freeman's eyebrows, the most not on fleek eyebrows I've ever seen in my life. So tune in for that. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Don't watch it. Actually, do. No, don't.
It's something.
It's something.
It's
something is right, man. Did you see it in theaters?
I did.
All right. So did I. All right.
We'll talk about this before that
week.
episode.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. That's it. X-Ray. Fucking awesome. Find it. I don't even know who released the Blu-ray because it was definitely like a restored version. Probably, my guess is Arrow or Vinegar Syndromes Scream Factory. Those are the three.
It was Scream Factory.
It was?
Yeah.
Because those are the only three human beings, well, three companies on Earth that are like, you know what we should remake? You know what we should remaster? X-Ray. And you know what? God bless them for fucking doing it.
Agreed.
So anyway, now fucking sponsor the show. Yeah, that's it for this week.
Stay weird.
Yeah, facebook.com/IHateHorror. Rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. If you do, send me an email, Sean@IHateHorror.com. That's SEAN. And I'll send you some stickers for free. You can follow us on facebook.com/IHateHorror, IHateHorror.com. I'm on Instagram and Snapchat at IHateHorror, and I'm not on Twitter as much anymore at IHateHorror Show. I kind of want to give up on Twitter. I'm going to be fucking honest with you, man.
It's not very
Twitter's a fucking cesspool now. I'm going to straight up. It's a fucking nightmare. Dude, it's becoming what Facebook became and why I left Facebook.
Agreed.
Which is just your fucking mom and dad going on Twitter being like, hey.
That's it. End of there.
Actually, I'd like it a lot more if everyone was just tweeting, hey. Hey.
That's how you respond to every story.
Dude, can we make a social media platform called Hey? And it's all you can do. You can just send hays at people, but different. Like, hey.
Different tones.
Yeah.
Like a sexy one.
Yeah, sexy
or
one.
an angry one.
Hey. Or hey. Dude, somebody fucking call us. Fucking Silicon Valley. I'll be in. Yeah. Anyway, what's your social media?
Jovi421, Boognish 1985, and Horror Show Joe.
Our friend David Allen just tweeted us, speaking of hating Twitter. But this is why you don't hate Twitter. Because David Allen messages us and says he wants to pick a new movie for us called Harpoon, Reykjavik Whale Watching Massacre.
Sold.
100%. Thank you, Twitter. I'm back on board. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for everything. We really appreciate the support. I appreciate everyone reaching out for me. That's been like, hey, man, you doing all right? I appreciate that. And hopefully we'll have a show coming up soon. I don't know what. It's not going to be in California, though. Well, it might be, but not at that Monster Palooza because they said they won't host us. So you dick.
The one in Pasadena?
Yeah. So that means we're going to schedule one for one of their fucking panels, and I'm going to litter their fucking event with flyers. Fucking DX style. Show up with a fucking tank. Why not just do the show outside?
Us?
Yeah.
Listen, just say the word.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Oh, let's do that. Oh, fuck. Why aren't we doing that?
I don't know. I honestly thought that was our plan the whole time.
Just fucking invade it?
Yes.
Oh.
You don't need
We're
permits.
doing this all wrong.
You just stand outside and be like, so they say you can't loiter here. You just walk a few feet the other way. I'll be like, okay, I'll move over
Also,
here.
I'm pretty sure it's at like a fucking, oh yeah, it's at a convention. We'll figure it out. All right. So maybe we're coming to Pasadena.
Just say the word, man.
All right. Dude, yeah, I'll just plan it.
Dude, rogue events just outside.
Man, that's the fucking key.
That's what I thought we were doing the whole time.
I'm a fucking...
I didn't know we were going to do a real thing.
I was trying to.
Well, that sucks.
All right, well, fucking rogue it up. rogue it up. All right, guys, enough. We got to go record Dreamcatcher. All right, so for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Adios. Thank you.
Adios. You just pawed us.
I dissect movies all fucking day.
Wanna play?
I'm gonna watch what I'm not supposed to watch.
Dismember.
A fucking zombie getting sliced and diced. A monster.
Mutilate. And butcher. That's it, guys.
I could talk about X-Ray forever because it's literally every scene is the same. it's just. Hold on, I'll say it. Damn it!
I'm recording anyway. But
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
All right, then I'll just. Dude, every scene is just people glaring, like menacingly. It's just a different person, like raising an eyebrow, like
it's
The
all
Rock.
red herrings. I've never seen
seen it ever. But the reveal as to who the killer was the least shocking reveal of all time.
As soon as they said his name.
Yes, thank you. I was like, is that supposed to be shocking? Like, I even said to Tina like halfway through, I was like, you know this guy is the killer, right? It's the same fucking name. But they put all these characters in to like throw you off. Like, who would get duped by that?
Oh my god, dude. It was so fucking crazy. It like honestly blew me away. It was so obvious that I was like, it won't be that.
You started to think that maybe that was the real red herring, but it wasn't.
Holy shit. All right, are you ready to do this?
Oh, yeah.
Are you ready? You good?
Yeah, no.
All right, you're connected. All right. Holy shit.